I am Manhar Singla from the 2026 batch.
Myself, I love doing calisthenics and I love cats as well.
DBE,
Happening,
MBA,
tiring,
friends,
friends, DBE,
Delhi,
Delhi, pollution,
motivation,
money,
stress buster.
stress, songs.
I am Manhar Singla from the 2026 batch, your host for today. And for this episode, here we have with us Mr. Sanchit Aggarwal, who did his summer internship at Arcesium as a financial analyst intern. So before we'll delve into his internship experience and get to know how he landed this internship and how was his experience at Arcesium. So good morning, Sanchit. How is your day?
Thank you, Mana, for the introduction. It's going great. And what about you? How are you doing?
I'm also doing great. So before delving into your internship experience, can you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Sure. As you already introduced me that I have been doing MBA and about my internship experience. So before this, I have done economics honors from Shahid Bhagat Singh College, where I developed keen interest in finance and financial topics as well. That's why I joined Arcesium. Also, at that time, I didn't get much exposure that I want to in the corporate world. That's why I joined an MBA course here at the Department of Business Economics. Moreover, for as being a person myself, I love doing calisthenics and I love cats as well.
So thank you for the introduction. So I would like to ask, how did you develop your interest in finance, and what led you to this path? Also, what was it about Arcesium that attracted you, and why did you choose this company only for SIP?
So, starting with this, being from the economics background, I studied economics for 3 years, where I got to know that economics isn't the field that I want to work in the corporate sector as well, because it was becoming too hectic. And during that time, I studied two more subjects on finance and financing derivatives as well, where I developed interest in finance. Coming here, when the Arcesium came into our campus and delivered its pre-placement talk, I was very interested in the work that they do and the work culture that they provide and the financial instruments they work on. So that is the point that interested in me in joining Arcesium particularly, and that is my having the economics background and merging into a more financial towards domain. That is the main point of turning point for me to begin with the finance domain.
That's really amazing. So it sounds like a well thought out decision, and it's very crucial to choose a internship in your interested domain. So next question, like now, can you put some light on what were the primary financial instruments and the operation that you handled during Arcesium intern?
So starting with the financial operations, I handled reconciliation particular. So we received the client's data and the data from the Arcesium platform, and I had to reconcile it using an external software, for example, Excel or maybe in other softwares. And the data that was provided by Arcesium was in particular its own platform. So this is the major financial operation that I did in Arcesium, and the financial instrument was total return swaps. So I had to standardize the process of reconciliation as well. So that is the main concise way of putting the role that I did.
Sounds really fascinating. But as a financial analyst intern, what were the specific financial models or tools that you worked at with Arcesium, and any challenge that you faced during managing the work?
So sure. So starting with the financial modeling, it didn't require any particular financial modeling knowledge or valuation techniques. The main focus was on understanding the basic financial concepts and the derivatives foundation concepts. For example, swaps, about options, derivatives, what are the interest rate calculation and how it is done. So you need to get a big core understanding of those concepts and their practicality in the real world. This is the main focus of the learning that I had. And coming on to the challenges that I faced, so while working at Arcesium and doing the project that I had to work with multiple Excel sheets. For example, opening a total of max of 15 Excel sheets at one time. So to gather data from such huge amount of sheets in on one place and then reconcile it was a huge challenging task. To standardize it or to ease that process, I developed a macro or a VBA code that helped me to face that challenge and standardize the whole process so that the work could be done easily and take much more less time. So
It
that's it.
sounds very insightful. And now, how did you go about preparing for the interview process, and what were the strategies and approaches that helped you really stand out for during the process?
So So starting with the preparation, I had some basic knowledge of finance in my undergrad, and when I joined DBE, I got to know about its curriculum and the subjects that it had in finance domain in particular. For example, project finance, business finance, and project appraisal, and financial derivatives in particular, because this is the main thing that Arcesium looks for. So I used that knowledge of my undergrad along with the core subjects of Department of Business Economics, and I also referred to some of the materials that are provided by the corporate finance institutes or other online materials. So this is the material that I looked for the preparation, and the approach I followed was to focus on the practical part and the having a basic foundational knowledge so that I can apply the core concept or theory that is being taught on those books or reference material that I used, and had to apply in that real world so that I can explain to the interview what is the core knowledge that I had and use it through examples so that they get to know more better, that because it also the interviewer always know more about you, but you have to showcase that you are learning and you are developing those skills as well. So this is the approach that I follow.
Fantastic. Now, could you please share some light on how was it? How was the particular day or at Arcesium as an intern, and what was the work culture like?
So the work culture was very great. It was open. You could go to the your any team member's desk or your manager's desk as well and look for the help or the any kind of work that you want to work with or communicate or have a nice chit chat over lunch or breakfast. So the work culture is great. It is open and very free. Coming on to the next part, it also has a very relaxed dress code. You are not required to wear formals every day. You can just work in the casuals in which you are more comfortable with. Starting with my normal day at Arcesium, it started with having a look through what are my daily tasks, and if there are non-daily tasks, I go to my team members and ask if there anything that I can do or I can help with them. Also, have a meet with the manager on a regular interval of time to update the status of my project to them and to have a more suggestion or feedback mechanism so that I can get a feedback from them on the parts that I should work on, the parts that I lack on, and then to work on them and then provide them with the results or the approach or the feedback that I use that I got and work on it and then deliver results accordingly. So this is the main concise or the sum up version of the day at my day at Arcesium.
So I think it must have been a great experience. And you are the placement secretary as well as the placement preparation officer, which itself is a demanding position and a big responsibility. And as far as academic record is concerned, you have been one of the top performing students in your class. So how did you manage academics with all these internship and extracurricular activities?
So at an MBA course, especially the Department of Business Economics, you learn the time management skills, which is very important skill in the corporate world. So you have a lot of events, you have placement committee work. So in the initial stage, I worked on managing my time to handle the events, the placement committee work, and then I got to as I delved this more into this, I had a better grip on my time and I learned to manage my time more efficiently. So that is what I used in my academics as well. Also, I had a basic foundation of economics course, and being from the economics course, it helped me to gain score better in my academics in the first semester as well as the second semester. Also, you need to understand that it isn't about learning the theory part only. You need to understand how it is applied to the practical world. You need to focus on the concepts, have a basic foundation, and then understand being done, how it is being done. Not only what is it. You just don't need to know the concept, but you need to know why the concepts are there. What do they do? What do the impact they create in the world? So this is the approach that I followed for academics, and in the an MBA course you are expected to manage your time well. That is what I've been working on, and as well as I didn't get much exposure in my undergrad, so I wanted to work to my fullest in DB. That is what I'm trying to do right now and handle all these responsibilities and my academics well.
Wow, that seems like a very hard-working job and a hectic life in MBA itself. Before wrapping up, we have a fun segment for you, a rapid-fire round in which I'll be giving you a word and you will be responding it with one word rapid answer. So let's start. DBE,
Happening,
MBA,
tiring,
friends,
friends, DB,
Delhi,
Delhi, Pollution.
Motivation.
Motivation. Uh, Money.
Stress buster.
Stress. Songs.
Placement committee.
Placement. Exhaustion.
Nice. So that was really great. Lastly, before wrapping up, any final advice for the students who are watching this series?
Sure. So, whenever you join an MBA course, you come with some expectations and a thing in your mind that you want to work or something that you want to achieve in your life or an MBA course. I advise students to not get lost of it and to have a keep learning or keep reminding yourself that there is something that you have come with and to focus on that in during your MBA course. You just can't come here and relax yourself and do the basic regular things. You need to go out of your comfort zone, communicate more, build more connections, develop a peer network. So you need to understand and remind yourself the expectation that you set when you joined an MBA course and keep trying to fulfill that. That will help you in a long term and will make you give you a more successful MBA life that you were looking for when you before joining the MBA course.
So thank you so much, Sanchit, for your valuable insight. It's been a pleasure talking with you, and I hope the viewers also learned a lot from your experience. And that's a wrap for this episode of Internship Stories 3.0. Learned a lot from this video and found this video insightful. Do like, comment, and share. And don't forget to subscribe this channel for more such insightful videos. See you in the next one.